Absolutely.
Nah, we got to start thinking like that. We got to start thinking about we're going to invest it in something that we can still use, but it's still there.
Still there.
And the Index Universal Life Insurance Policy does that for you. So that IUL is a tool that has been around a while now. But have anybody in the room heard of IULs?
No, sir.
Nobody never heard of IUL, right?
Index University Insurance?
Index Universal Life Insurance. So I'm going to touch on it just briefly, but I'm going to give you its points that makes the most sense for what you would put your money into.
And we back, baby. We back. If you just joining us, I'm Cigar Law. You know what I'm doing by myself. I got my brother Big Joe in the building. We got Sweet Jones in the building back here. We got I Am Bird. And we are also blessed to have our brother, our big bro, Mr. Derrick, the real McCoy, real estate guru, financial guru. You know what I'm saying? He gonna sit down and tonight with us and talk about some very important things when it comes to real estate and financial stability and things that we may not have known that we may need to know. Very important when it comes to this title right here, the realtor side of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a great conversation for sure. I'm looking forward to it, man. If you just joined us, also we did have our cigar moment. We talked about what we smoking, you know what I'm saying? Go get you one of them 7 smoke cigar sticks, you know what I'm saying? It's going down in a major way with that. We jumped into sports also, if you missed that. Great conversation in sports. A lot of great things happening in sports right now as we speak, by the way. But a lot of great things happening. Scores, big games coming up this week, man. All the Valston Lounge fans is going down. Winterville Classic. Salute to both sides, you know what I'm saying? Bruce County, we got a big one. We got a big one to really make our mark. We're number 2 in the state, so we need to go ahead and solidify this right here, this win right here, this region championship against Irwin County. Y'all know how tough that can be. Georgia, Florida. The only game to talk about basically this weekend, Georgia, Florida game. You know what I'm saying? No diss to you and to them Bama's. But this Georgia, Florida game is the game to check out this weekend. You hear me? So it's going down, man. So no further ado, baby. We are here. We are back. It's time for our big interview, the hot seat, you know, that we call it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna allow our big bro, Mr. Derrick, the real McCoy, speak to y'all and speak to us, speak to all of us, you know what I'm saying, and give us some insight and some guidance on some things that we need to know about. No further ado, man. Mr. McCoy.
I appreciate that introduction, Cigar Law.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir.
Thank you. I want to start the day off by saying thank the Lord for waking us up this morning.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
A lot of us ain't here today, but you know what I'm saying? We should all be thankful every day. Went to a funeral this weekend with one of my brothers, and he lost his dad. So
sorry,
his brother. And yeah, so I just want to give a shout out to Mr. LV. I appreciate you for everything you do for me, and I love you. You know what I'm saying? Just want to put that out there.
Amen.
But I just wanted to come in and get a chance to talk with them. I'm glad they gave me a chance to come and sit down and talk to you guys, because you know what I'm saying, I started out from some humble beginnings. You know, I was out there in Mississippi, the great state of Mississippi. We was out there in Macon, Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that close to Columbus?
Yeah, it's very close to Columbus. That's Highway 45 North. Before we hit Meridian, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Right there.
Right there.
That's my people at right now. Yeah,
okay,
sure.
then. Yep, we might be family.
might be.
Yeah. We started at humble beginnings, you know what I'm saying? I grew up in a very rural area, and I ended up deciding to join the military when I was at 17, you know, and I couldn't even wait for I hit 18, so I had my mom sign off saying I could go.
Yeah.
And join the Air Force. And I mean, the Air Force taught me a lot, you know, growing up. And they pretty much showed me the world. They showed. I ended up going to Japan.
Wow.
You know, I was out there in Okinawa. That's a subtropical island, and ended up being in Malaysia, Singapore. So yeah, I got to see a lot of the world. I also got to see a lot of the world that wasn't quite as extravagant as Singapore. You know, spent some time in Afghanistan, back to back. Trips over there with the Jolly Green Giants. You know, we're doing combat search and rescue missions. Yeah. But you know, it was real interesting. It's out there, but you know, through it all, we made it through that with no problems.
Right.
And ended up getting stationed down here at Moody Air Force Base, and that's where I ended up retiring out of in 2014.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank
retirement.
you.
That's big. That R word, man. That's big, man. So congratulations to that for sure.
Yeah, we got through that, and the next step was, what was I gonna do when I came up out of the military? Because you know what I'm saying, at that point, you know, you're gonna be living off about 50% of what you was living on while you was active duty,
right?
And that's like, okay, well, what do I do? What I do next? Do we take some time off and woos out for a moment after you got the military? I said I was gonna do that, take a year off, but I ended up working a year after that. But it wasn't a year. It was actually like 2 weeks. I went right back to work because I just couldn't stand that sitting down and doing nothing. So I had to ended up going up there, getting a position in Warner Robins, Georgia.
Warner Robins, the base up there?
Right, at the base up there. I was assistant admin for that base up there for the hospital. So I was out there for about 8 to 10 months.
Okay.
Got approached by a company out there in North Carolina named Dell Technologies, one of the biggest mergers ever happened in the U.S. history with Dell and EMC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I came out, you know what I'm saying, with strong background in IT. Yeah. I was in IT, so I was teaching as a professor out there in Embry-Riddle, Aeronautical University. You know it's a great school, but we had one black eye. we trained the pilots that flew into the World Trade Center. Oh, we should have known something when they didn't want to. They didn't want to learn how to land. Right. So
whoa. We're gonna pause on that real quick. So the ones that flew into the World Trade Center was trained at
Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Yeah. So basically, I wasn't teaching them how to fly. I was teaching them IT. That was a pre-required course. But anything other than that school has a great reputation. You know what I'm saying? Anything other than that, you know, it's a great reputation.
I've heard for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I was big on everything IT. You know, master's degree in IT and all that good stuff. Okay. Came out, got that position with Dell. Well, Dell was my goal was to work for a Fortune 500 company, at least bring in $100,000 a year. That was my goal at the time. 2014, $100,000 was a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. At that time, yes, sir.
At that time, that was a lot of money to me. But when I got there, I realized that I wasn't really happy with making $100,000 a year. So I was more into real estate because before I left Moody, I bought my first rental property from a friend that was quick shipping to Alaska.
Okay.
So he had 30 days to get there. Had to sell his house. This is 07, 08 when I first bought this. Right now, this is during the crash. This was when everything crashed. Nobody could sell that. Right. Okay. Couldn't get no loans. So everybody was finding themselves upside down on their mortgages because they had a lot of bad loans and everything. So they had to try to get out of this property before they left. I said, I just take over the payments. Didn't know I could do that. You know, this is and the main thing is like what we don't know we can do in this field.
Very important.
We ended up just taking over his mortgage. He went to Alaska. And I ended up taking over it, renting it out to another couple that came in to Moody.
Dang.
Okay, so at that time, I talk a lot of numbers because, you know, talking numbers sometimes is like illegal in the black community. Right? Like, you can't talk about what you make. That's illegal. You don't want to talk about that. So I ended up picking that property up. His payment was only $700 at the time, but I mean, he was struggling because he had to get another property over there in Alaska, where he was headed to. Right. So that relieved him of that $700 back here in Moody that he was going to have to be paying. And basically what happened was the property was next door to my current dwelling. So I could maintain the lawn. Right. I could watch out, make sure, you know, cars weren't parked in the driveway, leaking oil, sitting on 4 flats, you know, just keep the community looking good.
Like what's the people?
The HOA. Yeah. But we didn't have no HOA.
You were just the one that
I was just proud of my first rental property.
As you should.
You know, and all I knew was that I'm gonna maintain it, keep it up, keep it running. We're gonna be good to go.
Yeah.
Nah. What happened was I realized that property was going up in value. As the economy started coming back, it started going up in value. So we went from $700 a month to we ended up, I think in 2014, right before I was about to leave here, it was at $1,200 a month. So we at $700. We was already profiting. But then when it hit 12, That's an additional 500,
Yeah.
you know, saying per month. So I was like, wow, that's great. What gave me the aha moment was when the economy, when the government shut down. I forgot what year that was, but when the government shut down, I had I had the military, which was a government job, and my spouse
that's
was
right.
in Social Security, which was a government job.
That was '08.
That was '08, right? So we lost both of our standard incomes, what we was expecting to make every month. We lost that. The only thing that was still paying us was the rent from that real estate property.
Wow.
So I'm like, wow. So I'm not getting nothing from what I'm doing every day. But this property, even with the government shut down, was giving me
Holding y'all up.
was holding us up. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So I was like, wow, wow. So I said to myself, I was thinking like, well, I'm gonna wait a year and I'm gonna buy another one from some way, somehow. That year came along, and I said, okay, I found another property downtown local. That property was only like $40,000 to purchase it as is.
Come on, man.
As is. And then on top of that, I only had to put down 20% of $40,000, $8,000. You know what I'm saying? So I picked another property up for $8,000. I did lipstick upgrades to it, such as flooring, paint, and cabinets. Well, I didn't even do cabinets. I just cleaned them up, and I did countertops. That property was bringing in $1,200.
Come on.
And I only put in how much? Shoot, $8,000.
Now your antennas up.
Antennas up. Now I'm like, wait a minute. This is awesome. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, I need to, you know, try to do this again.
Right.
But in my mind, I'm saying I need to wait a year to buy another one. But as I say, we didn't know. I ended up connecting with a banker here local. She had told me that, well, you don't have to wait a year to buy another property. You know that? I said, why not? She said, you can buy it as long as its debt service coverage ratio takes coverage. Okay. So your debt service coverage ratio means that in the past it has rented for X amount of dollars. So whatever it could rent for, that would be considered my income. Right. I don't even own it. I'm going to get a loan on another one, but the debt service coverage ratio will allow me to purchase this next property with no money down. What? So you're going to give me a house that's going to make me a profit every month, and I don't have to put none of my money into it. That was a game changer.
Oh, man.
I was like, wow. So that wasn't the kicker. She also told me that you don't have to purchase one property. If you can find a package of properties, such as it's 8 properties in the community, right, that's $40,000 or whatever it was at the time, you could purchase all of them as long as the debt service coverage ratio covered them. For how much down?
Ratio.
0.
Get out,
0.
Man.
It's what we don't know. So she showed me that formula, and I went in there and I was like, wow. So as long as I knew the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance on it was going to be covered by what it could rent for, I was picking the properties up 5, 6, 10 at a time.
Wasn't even hesitating.
Wasn't even hesitating.
Wasn't even thinking about the fact that I ain't get my military money.
Who cares? It don't matter no more. It don't matter no more. 50% when I get out, I'm gonna be straight. Yes. I'm gonna be straight. Yes. So I continued that, but I also continued teaching, active duty, and I was renting out those properties. That's good. So I said multiple streams of income. Wow. And you know they say, okay, if you ever want to be a millionaire, you need 7 streams of income. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I had 7 houses. That was my 7 streams of income. Every time we find a good tenant and they come in and they make their payments on time, that's a stream of income.
Absolutely.
Oh man,
that's important.
That's very important. Tenants, you got to pick the right one.
Right.
You can get a tenant that comes in with all these hopes and dreams. We're going to pay on time, blah 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 blah. But you need to screen them.
Yes.
You need to screen them.
Yes.
And so that was a portion that I had to learn also. How do you find good tenants? What makes a good tenant? You know, what's the going rate in the area? All of these factors you had to start learning. Like how much is the insurance going to be? What can we rent it for? All of these come down to trying to figure out exactly what this property performance is going to be. And as long as you buy right, back then at 2014, before 2014, between 2008 and 2014, I wouldn't buy anything over $150,000 because I knew I had to get 1%. If I could get 1% of the purchase price, $1,500 a month.
Right.
Up to one. I knew nobody in Valdosta at that time would be paying more than $1,500 a month.
Right.
Now today they are.
Right.
Today they definitely doing
boy.
it.
Oh boy.
But what's the shiny the golden goose is it goes up. You buying it and it's producing $700 a month, but you buying it now it's producing $1,500 a month at some point. But it's still $40,000. $400 is all you need to cover everything.
Yeah.
Gang, I'm in the game. I'm in the game. Okay,
Wow.
but look at how many things that I didn't know prior to establishing that relationship with my banker.
That's right.
And when I say establish a relationship with your banker, I'm talking about birthdays. I'm talking about holidays. The storm just hit.
Yeah.
Let me call her, see if she okay.
Right.
Because
Right.
you have
That
to
rapport.
establish that
Oh,
relationship.
man.
Because
Absolutely.
she didn't have to tell me that. She didn't have to tell me none of that information. And so, but
Wow.
one big thing that I'm missing is I always focused on my credit. You know what I'm saying? So my credit was like, well, your debt to income ratio is getting too high. Right? So how do I eliminate the DTI?
Wow.
She told me the only way that you can do that is now you need to start using your business credit. I say, well, I don't have a business.
You do.
You need to get one. You have a business.
Oh, right. Okay.
The real estate is your business.
Right.
So I need to get a business. Okay. How do I need to set an LLC up. Went online, figured out how to create an LLC. Took me about 2 hours to create an LLC.
Really?
Get an EIN. Took me about employee identification number.
Right.
Took me about 30 seconds to get that.
Yep, that's right.
Now I need to get an operating agreement. It's pre-printed. I ain't just add in what you need. Okay, so I got those 3 things. Went back to the bank. The next property I purchased was through the business. Guess what the business do? The business don't have no DTI. There's no such thing as a debt to income ratio for a business. There's no such thing as credit longevity.
Right.
There's no such thing as basically the only thing they're looking for is do you pay your business bills on time, late, or early?
Okay.
That's the only 3 things they're looking for. So all of that qualification that you got to do personally for a mortgage, you don't have to do that no more.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
You have a delinquent on your personal credit or something like that. Well, when it comes down to the business side, we just want to worry about how you paying it. And another thing, they want to look at what you're spending on your personal side every month on bills. You know, if you done bought a house, you see they asking for all of this. Business, they want to know how much you bringing in. They can care less about what you're spending. That changed everything.
Yeah.
That changed everything because now I have a entity, which is basically a person with his own Social Security, which is the EIN.
That's right.
That's managing. That's buying properties for me.
That's right.
So that made me able to get business credit, which was in the forms of business credit cards, business lines of credit, you know, and that gave me so much more power to be able to go and purchase more and more homes more frequently. Because just like I told you had to go and get that business. Okay, what's going to stop you from doing it again? What's going to stop you from getting another business?
Right.
And now you got all the same amount of power in that second company, in the third company, in the fourth company.
You learned the game before you got the business.
So
now it's like,
so now it's like, wow. And the reason why I started a company, it was MMC. And the reason why I did that because it was so many of my friends that were going and buying like $300,000 houses, $400,000 houses. And then when the market crashed, man, it was all upside down. One friend, he bought a house. He bought a boat with a second mortgage. Then he bought the truck.
you got some friends.
I'm like, but I'm seeing when he was doing that though, basically all you had to do was be able to fog a mirror to get that second mortgage, that loan. They didn't care. They didn't care. But they found themselves in a world of hurt because that $400,000 house, after that adjustable rate mortgage adjusted and the interest rate went up, now they upside down. They can't afford to pay for it. Because like I say, if that house $400,000, you need $4,000 to cover it.
Yeah.
Every month. Well, guess what? They weren't getting that. They were getting $1,200, $1,000, you know? So they found themselves losing the battle, and this is in a personal name.
Oh,
So now you out of the real estate game for 7 years. As soon as you get that first 30-day delinquent on your personal, you're probably not going to get another mortgage. Nah, you out the game. You out the game. Now, all this is happening while I don't know it. I don't know that. So I'm learning it as I go. I'm learning as I go. I'm learning as I go. So I'm going to seminars, trying to figure out the real estate game. Buy property, zero money down. We're going to show you we're going to introduce you to our lenders, our private money lenders.
Private money lenders.
Private money lenders.
That's nice. That's nice. Few words there put together.
Yeah. But I'm spending $10,000 to go to the seminar. I go to the seminar, and we get a lot of theory, and we get introduced to the private lenders, but it's their private lenders. They're not mine.
Okay.
You need to find your own. Okay. So I need private lenders, but I don't.
But you don't.
I don't, because I got business credit.
That's right.
I have my own private lender.
Yeah.
I have my own private lender. I can take these lines of credit and put it into some, build it back up, flip it, put the money back into the lines of credit.
Right.
Okay.
Ain't missing a beat.
Not missing a beat.
Yeah.
Not missing a beat, because these loans are never showing up on my personal credit. They're all showing up on the business side.
Right.
They showing up on the EIN.
Right.
You maintain it. And now once you know how to do it, okay, we're going to do 4 or 5 different companies, and we're going to capitalize, because my goal initially was to just make $3,000 a month. That was my goal in 2007, 2008, 2009. Which was good money.
3,000.
But when it started snowballing, it was, tens of thousands a month.
Yeah.
Dang. But then everybody's like, man, ain't you afraid to have that much debt? I was like, nope, because I know that the properties that I'm purchasing, somebody else is paying them off. That's living in them. Somebody else paying them off. I'm receiving increase in value while they're paying it off. Right. So now I have equity in it. I can loan against that equity if I want to. I can keep the equity, or sell the property, buy something bigger.
That's right.
Get 2, fix them up, buy something bigger.
There you go.
Choices. Everybody got choices.
It's an ongoing thing.
It's an ongoing thing.
Right. That's right. Okay.
So now I'm not in Valdosta no more. I'm in North Carolina, working with Dale. But the whole time I'm in Dale, I'm like doing real estate deals in my office. Well, I should be doing Dale work, but I'm doing.
Never sleep.
I'm focused on these real estate deals because they are paying me. So I got with the wife, sat down, talked to her, and I think in 2016 I said, you know what? I think I'm going to walk away from this $100,000 job. By that time, I think 110, 120. I'm walking away. Why? She was like, well, if this is what you wanted, if you feel like you're in a position to do that now, I'm with you.
Vision.
I'm with you. I seen it. I can see it because I was living it. Every day. When I say the vision board, I don't know if you guys do that. I do it because it was like, I think the vision board was like the size of this wall. Everything, it starts in your mind. Right. You think of it, and then the next thing happens is that once you write it down,
that's right, very important.
It happens. It happens because now you have a plan. Come on. And then once you see that plan every day and you looking at it, it comes true. It becomes true because now I'm putting the action in to make it happen.
That's right. Seeing it over and over again.
Seeing it over and over again.
Almost forcing you indirectly to make it happen for sure.
It's forcing you to stay focused on what you're trying to do instead of just keeping it in your head, and now you have another idea in your head, another idea in your head. And I always use ask in the seminar, if there's 3 frogs on a branch and 2 decide to jump off, how many is left? 3. Because they decided to do it, they didn't do it. Right. So that's the same way in real estate. Oh. You can find that deal, it be sitting in your lap. And you thinking about it. Should I do it or should I do it? Somebody else come along and buy it. You got to take action because deals don't last forever.
And not afraid to.
Can't be afraid. Oh, you can't be afraid to follow your dream.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And other things that I had started learning majorly, like deep diving, was the credit game. Oh man, it's so many things that we don't know about our credit. Like I'm gonna ask a question. How many credit scores we got?
3.
Nah, we got 3 credit reporting agencies. They're not our scores.
7?
20.
What?
20 different credit scores. 20 different credit scores.
20 different.
You never will see them. But if you get My FICO, I'm gonna tell you, My FICO gives you a list. They give you My FICO has about 20 different
My FICO, y'all.
They credit scoring algorithms.
Oh,
If you go to a car dealership, your credit score is going to be different at that car dealership because they use a different algorithm than it would be if you went to your home to purchase a home. Your credit score is going to be totally different because it's a different scoring algorithm.
It's more accurate too, right?
My FICO is definitely more accurate.
Yeah.
Something like Credit Karma, those they call them FACO scores. I'm talking about. I got to talk to some of the guys that talks to FICO, Equifax, Experian. We don't know too many people that can do that.
Right.
They talking to them. These are private organizations.
My FICO.
My FICO. You got to get it because then you can go in with stronger knowledge on what you can afford and what you can't. Because if you go to that credit score, if you go to the car dealership and you say, I want to buy this brand new Lexus, they're going to say, okay, what's your credit score?
Right.
They're expecting you to tell what's on their Equifax TransUnion.
Right.
But if you say, what scoring algorithm do you use? And they say, fair score, scoring algorithm 20, 15, whatever. Well, you go look at My FICO and you say, well, if they use 15 and the Porsche dealership uses 18, you're 18, you're a 720, 740. This one over here, you're at a 650. You go find your Porsche dealership or whoever has the highest score, the algorithm that's going to give you the highest score.
Right.
So now you know that you way up here because you got more knowledge than they have.
And they ain't expecting you to bring that up.
They ain't expecting you to bring it up. They ain't
What's
expecting
the
you
credit algorithm?
What score algorithm are you using?
What score? Yeah.
Yeah. and they ask you first, what's your credit score? I'm like, well, depends on which scoring algorithm you use, and don't let them run it because if you have too many inquiries, now you out the game again. I heard about that. And it's so many. Well, I'm just put it out there. I can say who it is, right? Who did it?
Yeah.
Credit Sense. The company named Credit Sense. They get to talk directly to the 3 different credit reporting agencies. They're private investors. They're privately owned companies. They get paid to report negative items because who's using them? The banks. They're using them. The banks, the car lots, the furniture stores. Everybody's using them.
Yeah.
So their goal is to report everything, and they are often incorrect.
What?
So yes, they definitely often incorrect.
So basically, we've been getting
yes,
Bamboozle.
Good.
Because and if you don't know, you just don't know.
You don't know.
Because
you can't fight against what you don't know.
Right.
we
So
Can we
go ahead.
pause for
Go ahead.
real quick because I want you to get back to it. But we had a question though, just so you can clarify because I've seen it myself too. I've seen my FICO score and I know
The
what
DB9,
is it an app for it that you can go find your FICO score?
Yeah. My FICO. It's in My FICO.
My FICO.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I
that's
use. Yeah.
That's what I use because you can see all of them.
I thought y'all knew.
You can see all of them. And
Yeah,
if you
please
think
do.
about it, when you go to the mortgage company to try to get a loan for a home, okay, they're gonna collect all your information, and then they say, well, we need to go to the underwriter, right? So, who's the underwriter, and what is he looking for? They don't tell her that. All we know, we need a 700 and something to qualify.
Right.
That don't necessarily mean you're gonna qualify. I know people that had 800 credit scores and still didn't qualify. 800s and can't and could not get a mortgage. You know, and you know the reason why sometimes. I mean, just for an example, you can. If my name is Derrick D. McCoy, and I go in there and I fill out the application as Derrick McCoy, I'm gonna get denied. If my social security card says Derrick Dwayne McCoy, and the FICO score that they look at says Derrick D. McCoy, I'm not gonna get qualified. So everything it's called your personal identifying information. Your
Sometimes I
PII.
use the D and sometimes I don't. Like,
Yeah, you have to keep it the same. Once you get it fixed,
my God.
it has to be the same across the board, and that's when you get what they call it's called automatic underwriting. Because there's so many applications coming in, they run your application through the system, and if everything hits the dots, approved. If they have to say we have a discrepancy, not approved. Now I got to go to a person. When you go to that person, guess what happens? What race is he? What's his race? Where you work at? I don't like that company. Probably going to fail soon, and he's going to be unemployed.
So, oh my God.
So now you have a person with a choice to make. They got a choice to make instead of automatic underwriting. When you send it through the computer, everything matches up. You're good. Now you're approved. Once you get to that, oh man. But I use that company, Credit Sense. I'm gonna shout them out because they did it for me, and also one of my partners, and we teamed up. I think our first round of funding was for one of the companies was about $840,000, and we was using that $840,000 to do what? Purchase more and more properties, because all we got to do is put down at max 20% to purchase multifamily properties, and that changes everything. So now the business is booming because you have personal credit and your business credit is untouched.
That's amazing.
They call it textbook credit. That's what they call it. Textbook credit, because when you go in there and you show them your company's information and they send it through underwriting, and basically how you get it through underwriting, I found this out, is you submit it at night. There's nobody in the office. It's going to hit the computer systems first, and in the morning they come in with an approval. And I got to give shouts out to my mom too, because she named me Derrick McCoy, and guess what that did? It made me an Irish white man until they meet me. You know what I'm saying? Derrick McCoy is an Irish white guy.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't say this if I hadn't experienced it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I remember coming to the closing table at one point, and everybody in the room jaw dropped, because this was like a pretty substantial purchase. But they were like, wow. Wasn't expecting that. Matter of fact, I walked away from the closing table with money. That's not supposed to happen.
Get out of here.
That's not supposed to happen.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Say that again.
Yeah. So the main thing, and I'm gonna get out the soapbox, but I'm saying the main thing is the main thing is to understand the process of the mortgage, what they're looking for. Because once you know what they're looking for, you prep yourself before you go there.
I think you just gave us the back door.
Hey, when I figured it out, it was the back door. I was like, wow. Like, where was I supposed to get this information at? Nowhere.
I never heard a lot of this.
No.
In the last 15 minutes.
Every time I do that, I'll tell you, it happens like that.
A lot of what you're saying I did not know, but like the car lot, I knew. Don't let them pull it. Your credit score or whatnot. You show them.
You show them.
Yeah, and you got more room for negotiation on things too. It's where your credit stands at, you don't have to put money down.
No.
But it's just so like so many little minor things I knew about going to go get a new car. Okay, next time we go, which is why this year like you got 2 new cars like how we did, because that's exactly how I played it.
Yeah. Don't tell them. Don't say, if you're gonna pay it off cash, don't even say that.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a different price. Like they could go in and say, okay, well, if he's gonna finance it, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a 12% interest rate on it, so I'm gonna get that money anyway. But if you go in there and say, yeah, I'm gonna finance it, you get the payment down to where you get the purchase price down to where you want it at. Okay, 30 days later you pay it off. You avoided all that interest because you already had the loan from another bank. So you just go in there and pay it all off, but you got that lower purchase price. They was banking on getting that interest to compensate for that lower purchase price.
Yeah.
So never show your cards. Never show your cards.
Don't show your cards.
Never show your cards. What you gonna do?
So this information that you're sharing with us, was it learned from attending those seminars?
Yes. So it was learned from attending the right seminars. Like I say, we spent a lot of money on theory, like fortune builders. I mean, those guys didn't give you nothing but a bunch of theory and books that you had, but it was nothing to push you to that first deal. Nothing. So I even did that with a couple, because it was so many of us getting ripped off. I said, I'm going to create my own seminar. So I was doing them back to back in North Carolina every Saturday morning at 12 because I knew if you were serious about it, you would come to the seminar. If you wasn't, you would want it to be later in the day or whatever. But the serious one would get up and come in, and my slogan was, I don't make money unless we make money. I didn't want nothing from up front. I was just passing information on so that we could go to the next level, so we can make a purchase together. And I'm walking through them holding hands. I'm talking about, let's go look at the property together. Let's go and run the numbers together. You got any questions, call me and ask me. And, you know, the only way I made it was when we came back around and actually had a property and made it profitable. Now I can take off, you know, saying the training wheels, since you've seen the process, because the first time doing it is the hardest time. After that, it's a very simple process. Very simple process. And I think that's how I became successful at it, because I wasn't selfish with the information. I was proving it to them. And then they'll come back and they'll give me the seminars, and I'll have the people that had successfully went through the process get up and explain their journey of how it happened, and you know what they think about my process and all that. And I mean, it was motivation for the others that was in the room.
That's how God works.
That's how it works.
That's how God works,
right.
Man. You share information. You bless somebody else, so your blessing gonna continue to come.
You're right.
So that and you're rare.
Right.
In so many ways. And I appreciate you right now. I'm gonna say it on. I'm giving you flowers for sure right now, because you got a lot of guys that's well off and has done it, and you can't get nothing out of them. You can't get, you know. And you could be our own kind. The crazy thing about it, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. And y'all can throw rocks at me if you want to, but it usually our own, man, that keeps us reaching for something. And you put this little thing you're reaching for, you can't get you should have been quicker than that type deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But the fact that you giving us your history on learning that stuff. And you sharing it with us, man, that is, man, that's utmost respect to you for sure, man. That you don't mind teaching this stuff, man. This is very important. So I applaud you. I applaud you for
appreciate
sure.
You.
That's dope.
Appreciate it.
That's dope.
Because you can't. I mean, with your fist clenched, you can't receive anything. You can't give anything.
That's right. Oh my God. Come on.
We can't. I can't buy all the properties. I can't. So why not share it with us? Right. Why don't we share it amongst each other?
Yeah.
We could, if I'm in this room and I consider all y'all my friends, I want us all to win.
That's right.
I want us all to be on top.
That's it.
What's that gonna do? What's that gonna do for me? I'm at the top and I don't have anybody there with me.
And your conversation is different.
Right.
Oprah Winfrey said this a long time ago. I'm glad you said that. She said once she got her first million or millions. And of course, her friends that was close to her, they didn't have what she had.
Right.
She had a meeting with them at a table, and say, I blessed all my friends with a substantial amount of money. Now we can talk about the same thing, and we can understand what we're all talking about. I don't have to dumb down no conversation because I got this and they don't. No, they all got something substantial to sprout out and do their own thing. Now we can all talk about some of this stuff. We can all understand what we're all talking about. So that was pretty. That's pretty dope. It's very important.
Right, because then you end up, you have someone you can bump ideas off.
Yes.
You can't bump it. Sometimes, saying it makes something so simple, but you're like, I just can't put my finger on it. But we're not like we all are not carpenters, and we're all not concrete masons.
Yeah.
And we're all not good with numbers.
Right.
But if I used to tell them in the seminars, if you don't know every person or introduce yourself to every person in this room today before you leave, you're doing yourself a discredit. Because in this room there is a deal. Every deal you need someone with money for the purchase. You need someone with knowledge on what's a deal, what's not a deal. You need somebody that's gonna be able to have the time to manage the property. Yeah. That's important too. Sometimes you don't even have to have the money. Yeah. All you need is the time and put yourself in a position to be an asset to that group.
Right.
Because when you're first starting, just about everybody has a 9-to-5.
Yep.
Now this great deal is out in Texas, but we can't go out there to look at it.
That's right.
that person with time is valuable too.
Yes.
Time is very invaluable. So and believe it or not, sometimes you just got to ask. If you just say, hey, I'm in the real estate, I have a deal, can you help me with it? Don't say what you need. I say, but this is what I need. And then they break it down to you what they can provide. Provide money is not always a burden to everybody. Some people have the money but don't have the knowledge. Some people have the money but don't have the time. So you go ahead and give them what they need, and now everybody's prosperous. So every room, there's a deal in every room.
Absolutely.
And I learned that from giving the seminars.
There's a deal in every room.
There's a deal in every room. Every room we walk to. Every room we walk in, there's a deal in it.
Come on, now.
That's exactly like how I met him though too. Like, cause when he walked in my house, he went to my room. He seen my studio set up. And he asked me, did I do gaming? I was like, nah, not gaming. I was like podcasting and audio engineering.
Right.
He put himself in this position right now just by saying something to me. Like if we did not say anything to each other or whatnot, we wouldn't be getting this game right now.
Right.
He could have just not said nothing at all.
That's right.
And I didn't bug him. I was waiting for him because I knew he was going to do it. And he's like, hey, man, I got something for you. I was like, all right, I'm coming. He's like, it's tomorrow. It's Monday. I don't care if it's tonight. I'm coming.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm coming because, I need something like this so that I can put that out there.
Yeah.
Because, you can talk to you blue in the face, but, until you run across that person that wants to do it, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. You can feed them all the information.
Right.
And they call those, the procrastination for the started. Analysis paralysis. That's what they call it. Analysis paralysis. They will analyze, and never make that move. No motion. And then they'll end up, well, okay, I'm going to do it this year. I said, okay, whenever you're ready, let's do it. I'm going to do it this year. But they're paralyzed from analyzing so much.
Guilty.
Yeah.
You have to figure out everything.
Guilty.
I was
guilty.
Let me, and that's me.
I'm guilty.
So
right now.
you're never gonna know everything initially. When you started out this podcast, did you know everything about podcasting?
Nope. And I told him months later, I lied to you, dog. I said I did not know everything when I said I was ready to start. I wasn't ready to start, but I figured it out as we kept going.
And I didn't lie to you. I didn't know. Jimmy said something about podcasting a long time ago. I'm like, man, I'm just, man.
Yeah.
They saw something. Him and Jimmy saw something to the point where, like, man, this can be, boom, boom. I'm like, man, I don't know, man. I just.
But that's my thing. You got to start
somewhere.
Start somewhere and figure it out from there, man.
Yeah.
Throw yourself in that water.
I ain't afraid of fear. I'm not afraid of failure. I'm not afraid to jump at all. You just said something pertaining to. You said, I'm gonna do it one day.
I'm gonna do it one day.
How I started this right here, man. A jeweler. He went through the SBA. He's older. He's out of ADL. He's older, and he went through the whole. I told him I was going through the SBA to get this started. This before 2019. This when I started 2019. The Seven Smoke brand, and I was going to the SBA. They was throwing the numbers out, how percentages and stuff like that. And I told him what it was about, cigars and so on and so forth. And he said, "Man, I went to that SBA thing a long time ago." And they discouraged me. They told me I'll never be able to do it in the small town I was in, blah, blah, blah. I'll never be able to get my jeweler, my place up. And he said several years later, 15 years later, I had my jeweler. And that same guy that told me I wasn't going to be able to do it, he came in, my jeweler, and asked me to fix a watch or something, or a necklace. And he didn't realize I was the same guy that he said no to.
Wow.
And he also said, he said, what you gonna do with Seven Smoke? What you gonna do when you get? I said, yeah, I'm gonna start it. Matter of fact, I ain't have the name at the time. I said I'm gonna have a cigar. I didn't have a name, Seven Smoke at the time. He said, I said I'm gonna start when I'm 40. He said, you already effed up. Cause he said, when you turn 40, you're gonna say I'm gonna wait till I'm 42, and you turn 42, you're gonna wait till you're 45. You ain't gonna never get the damn thing. So you need to do it tomorrow. You already late. You should did it yesterday. You should. So man, and that put a fire up under me so fast, man, so bad. I was on it. I was so on it, man. And the next day, the whole process of getting your registering in the state of Georgia, EIN and all that good stuff, man. I jumped on it and didn't know what I was doing. I was hitting up people on social media that I was already following cigar stuff. Right. I was following them, and I just randomly hit this one cigar lounge out of Atlanta, Smokehouse Cigars. My cigar mentors, my brother and sister now for sure. And they said, man, you come up, and we'll open up early for you. We can show you the process.
Right.
Man, took off from there. Everything they tell me to this day, I listen, and that's how we got this what we got going on right now. So you gotta go. You hesitation, procrastination,
right,
is demonic spirit first of all, and it's gonna hold you back from being great.
Because this 7 Smoke is like a part on 1926. Bro,
come on,
bro. That's what I compared it to. That's what I compared it to.
My second favorite now.
Second favorite.
Yeah.
Look, this is basically just like it.
Minus the pepper.
The black pepper flavor. Yeah.
Yes.
That's exactly what it was like.
Oh, that's big.
Hey,
that's big, man.
Hey, it's the truth.
That's big. hey, LT Stoker, you hear that? You hear that,
hey,
man?
Don't stop.
Wow.
Don't stop what you're doing.
Wow.
You up there.
Yes, we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue for sure. We're gonna definitely continue to bring more awareness, such as you, man. We would love to have you on. I'm not closing you out now, but I mean, I'm just excited right now. I was tagging some guys. I said, y'all need to hear this. I'm tagging Jimmy and GB, man. Y'all need to hear this right here, man. But
that's we're gonna let him continue because he already told me we're gonna need a part 2. So this is part 1.
This is part 1.
So far,
this is part 1 so far. But you know something that what you just said, like, hey, you're seeing success now. You know, we doing good. We like, okay, I figured this real estate thing out. You figured the cigar thing out. You know, things are coming along great. But one of the main things that we always forget when we in business is how to keep what we making. How to keep it. You know, like yes, this rental income is coming in, and so you got choices what you're gonna do with it. It can either be transactional, which is everything in America is transactional. As in these mics, you know, we had to go purchase that. We put money into this mic, it's not coming back. It will in some shape, form, or fashion, but for this microphone here, it's not coming back. For the bottles, it's not coming back. It's transactional. We need to figure out how to make that dollar multiply 2 to 3 times. And let's say, okay, we decided that we're gonna go ahead and sell a property. There's taxes involved with that sale. Yeah, it is. But what do we do with that cash when we got it in hand? Man, nobody tell us that. Nobody tell us nobody tell us what to do next. What do you do with it? I tell you what you want. I tell you what you can do with it. That's gonna blow your mind, and that's invested in insurance. Matter of fact, Index Universal Life Insurance. IULs, Index Universal Life Insurance. And the reason why I say put it in insurance is because most of the times when we purchase insurance, we're thinking about what if something happens to us. We want to make sure our loved ones that we leave behind is covered.
Absolutely.
Nah, we got to start thinking like that. We got to start thinking about we're going to invest it in something that we can still use, but it's still there. And the Index Universal Life Insurance policy does that for you. So that IUL is a tool that has been around a while now. But have anybody in the room heard of IULs?
No, sir.
Nobody never heard of IUL, right?
So, Index Universal Insurance?
Index Universal Life Insurance. So I'm going to touch on it just briefly, but I'm going to give you its points that makes the most sense for what you would put your money into. The number one thing is when you think you put your money into an insurance policy, you're never going to get to see that money again. Well, you'll never get to see it. Your beneficiaries will. Now, so then the IULs, you get to put your money into that policy. It gives you a death benefit, and it gives you a actual cash value to that policy, which can be used now, which can be used while you're still alive, which can be used multiple times. Basically what that IUL does is it allows you to have access to your funds while you're living in 2 forms. We're going to use an example to break it down to you. $100,000 of money into that insurance policy will probably give you about a $500,000 death benefit. But you still have access to that $100,000. Might be some fees involved, but not much. So say for instance, if I want to sell 5 properties, I pay my taxes on it, and then I put the remainder in that IUL policy. Let's say it's $500,000. That's about a $1.8 million policy. Okay. Now, Tamara prevented you from doing that because what happened when they introduced the IUL, people were literally taking their money out of the savings in the banks and putting it into the insurance policies, which makes sense because once you put it in there, that money will never go below what you put in it.
Never add to
it will only add based on the whatever you're investing in.
Right. Yeah.
If the market were to go so low that it would go below what you initially put into it, your money is still at what you put in. It will never go negative.
Got you.
Right.
So
with that being said, you got two choices. We can take a loan or you can withdraw it. Tax free. So which one would you do? Take it out, because once you take it out, it doesn't grow anymore.
Right.
You take a loan on it. That loan, the money is like it's still there. And it's still growing. But you got access to that money to go out and buy other assets with it. And now it pays the loan back. If I buy another property with it, it pays the loan back. While it's still growing. But I have access to the money.
My man.
Something happens to you, guess what? You'll get the death benefit. Still. And your money that was in there. Crazy. Now, again, it's what we don't know. I know you're going to go look it up tonight.
Oh, man.
I know you're going to go look it up tonight.
I'm on it,
but partial to a lot of these things you're talking about.
Bro, it is, it's like, and the reason why they came out with Tamara is because now they limit you on how much you can put in there. So if you have a $1.8 million policy, you could probably only put $120,000 in there a year because they limit you now. So to get that $500,000 in there, it's probably going to take you 4 years to get all of it in there. But once you get past those 4 or 5 years, guess what your benefit is? You don't have to worry about going to a bank qualifying for a loan no more.
Oh, you got it.
Because it's a text message. It's a phone call. It's an email, and it's in your account the next day. Come on. Why would we? If you put your money in the bank, right? You could put $500,000 in the bank today, and you go into that bank with a 600 credit score, 650. You think they'll give you a loan? You got to qualify for it, and your money is in the bank. Your money in the bank.
That's crazy.
You're not getting a loan. You're gonna have to qualify for that loan with the IUL policy. You go basically tell them what you want.
Automatically qualify.
Tell them what you want. So while you out there making money moves with this money that you took out that IUL, it's still growing. Like you never touched it. Interest rate might be 2%.
Yeah.
But it's holding you accountable because every dime that you make, it should be making you money.
That's right.
Like say for instance, we gonna get this PPP loan. Okay. No, most people didn't have to pay it back.
Right.
But I guarantee you it was gone.
Yeah.
And nothing is going to come back from it residually. Yeah. So it's going to always be, how do I keep it in motion? How do I keep the money in motion? Because if it's sitting in the bank, it's making 0.003%. It's not making you no money really. But you go and invest it in the S&P 500. I'm not no financial advisor or nothing like that. And I mean, you look at the performance of the S&P 500 over the past 25, 30 years, and you see how it's performed. It's a pretty safe bet, especially if you're not going to never go below your floor of what you invested into the policy. Now you tell me how many houses can you buy after you put it in. Let's just say, I'm gonna break the numbers down to you. $200,000 buys $1 million worth of properties at 20%.
$200,000
buys $1 million worth of properties. If you got to put 20% down, that's $1 million worth of properties. Come on, $200,000. If in this room, if we could all get together and we all throw in $10,000 a piece, that's $50,000. That's a $250,000 house.
Come on, that's doable.
That's very doable, and that's very doable. And just think about how fast. Let's say we could say in this area, those $40,000 houses we were purchasing are now up to $240,000, just from one simple cookie cutter house here in Valdosta. Yeah. You can't buy a house let's just say a common area. What we close to over here? Well, we on Barack Obama. Let's say, for example, you can't buy a house over there for $120,000 no more. Nope, not no more. Everything over 200. But look back 07, 08, definitely could. Definitely could. So now you took out $20,000 to buy a $100,000 house, right? Back in 07, 08, that house $200,000 now. You could pay your IUL back, that $20,000, and then start another one and put $200 in it. So now it's never no limit. If it's a limit on it, I don't want to do it. If I can't do it 10 times, if I can't buy 10 houses, I don't want to do it.
That's right.
If I can't buy 10 insurance policies, I don't want to do it.
Limiting you.
Like right. It limits you.
Right.
Just like a 401k. You're limited how much you can put in it every year. Why would you do that? You limit on how much you can put in it, and you have to take it out at a certain age, 65 and a half or something like that. Why? Why would you invest in that? It's a failing process. It's you're never gonna, and if it's not a Roth, you're gonna be penalized on it. This IUL, you're not penalized on it. And it's growing tax free. Tax free is the king.
That sounds good.
Tax free is the king. And you basically, if you're in real estate, you basically, you know, if you're doing it right, you never have to pay taxes. If you're doing it right, because everything is a write-off. If I fly from North Carolina down to Valdosta to check on a property, to make some repairs on a property, that flight here is paid for. It's a deduction. I write the whole thing out. Rent a car while I'm here to drive to it.
Right.
Write off. Buy materials from Lowe's and Home Depot. Write off.
Right off. Yeah.
So how would you ever end up paying taxes on it if everything you're doing is a write off? You won't. Everything. The interest you're paying on is a write off. The insurance you're paying on it is a write off. That's, and I'm gonna tell you why that is. America want people to buy properties.
Yeah.
That is their number one source of income is a mortgage. If it was not for a mortgage, there would be no such thing as a bank right now. Because you have to lend money onto something in order to gain interest from it. If they don't have a product to sell, you can't get nothing. Yeah, right. You can't get anything. So you have to have it work for you in multiple ways. You have to have that money to come in. So basically, you just need to wrap your head around that money that you generate in your business is just to make more money. That's it. That's it. I wouldn't. It's like where you get it. Where you get that from? Where you get that information from?
Being a student.
Of what?
Of the game. Whatever your love for the real estate.
Right.
Being a realtor, you did the research, the proper research, and somehow you came up with but still there's a lot of secrets.
Definitely.
Even as a realtor that you didn't know as a realtor, and somehow, some way, you found the other side. And you know, a lot of realtors don't know what you know.
You know the crazy part about it? I'm not even a realtor.
God,
no, I'm not even a realtor. I don't even have a real estate license.
Don't need a real estate license.
Nope, you don't need one.
Can I have a drink, please?
You don't need one.
Nah, this is too much.
You don't need one.
This is too much.
Hey, fellas, I gotta go.
I know you're mad. I know you're mad.
Not only that, man, I might be finna be another grandfather, man.
Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, man.
What I just say, my daughter waterproof.
What? Oh, well, congratulations.
You need to go to work. You need to go to the hospital.
Well, you going back to the house. You going to the hospital.
Hey, man, thank you for coming through, baby.
Yeah, man.
Hey, congratulations again, man.
Hey, man.
We're gonna smoke to it. We're gonna smoke to it.
I got to.
You want to get in touch with him.
Hey, this won't be the last time.
My mind is all over
He
the
coming
place
back
right
for a part two.
Yeah, I'll be back for a part two.
I'm
Give
hitting
y'all
before
about
then.
2 week break.
Hey, you got about a 2-week break.
Yeah,
I need a personal. Hey, I'm gonna pay you for some type of,
Right.
This need to be out even more. I know we're live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, but this knowledge right here is man.
It's big.
It's huge.
It's huge. It's huge.
bro.
You're right.
I definitely, man. This is. It got my mind all over the place for sure. Like to the point where, like, man, and like you just a key factor. I'm not even a realtor.
Right. No.
You learned the game without having to go through the class of being a realtor. It was. You jumped in and you did your research. You kept finding ways.
I did it. I mean, I took the course.
Oh, you did?
But I realized when I was in the course that the course wasn't, as a real estate agent, you're not gonna really get a lot of information on investing in real estate. You won't. You're gonna learn how to sell houses based on granite countertops, nice neighborhoods.
Got
you know, flooring options, paint color, nice
The
appliances.
HGTV stuff.
Right. You're gonna sell properties based on that because the average first time home buyer is gonna come in there and they're gonna want the biggest house they can afford. And if you give it to them, they're gonna buy it. Now, when we say, hey, this house is really a liability when you live in it. You it's supposed to be an asset, but when you living in it, you got to pay taxes on it. There's no write-off on that. You're gonna pay interest on it. You know, you constantly gonna be putting work into it, repairing things on it. So it's a liability. It's not really making you money in no other form except for like maybe equity. But you're gonna get the equity in it. But then guess what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to sell it to get it.
Yeah.
You have to take a loan out to get it.
Wow.
So it's a liability. You need it to be an asset. So, and I mean, I don't know how much time we got left.
Oh,
but
we here.
We here. Okay.
here.
So when you getting into that,
give us a cue. They're gonna point at the clock or something.
Okay.
I do want you when you find that stopping point so we can pick up on the part
got you.
too.
I'm gonna kill it right here after this one.
You ain't got to.
But
We were bird technology.
right. But because like basically, you know, until you're not living in that property and you have rented out, then it becomes an asset. Until then, it's your liability. And that's how they sold the American dream. You know, the big house, the picket fence, white picket fence, dog named Fido. You know what I'm saying? That's American dream. Everybody strives to get there.
Fido, I'm looking for FICO now.
But think about it.
My FICO.
Think about it. In like certain areas now, you can't go and purchase a single family home and cash flow it right now.
And what now?
And cash flow the property. As in, you would make a profit off of it.
Wow.
Can't do it. If you would just go through an agent, pick a property up, and put a tenant in there right now, you can't cash flow it. Okay. I've been doing the research in Valdosta. You can't do it because look at your interest rate and the home purchase price right now. $200,000, you over $2,000 some dollars on mortgage with principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So guess what you got? So guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna purchase that property today, and what happened next year? Property taxes are gonna go up. We already know it's coming.
Yeah.
The area's being hit by a couple storms. Guess what's gonna happen? The insurance is gonna go up. So now you bought a property that you could afford today, but a year from now you might not be able to afford it because you're gonna go up $200 to $400, and if you didn't budget for that, you just lost that property. We're in that state right now because of the interest rates. The interest rates used to be higher than this, but the property purchase price was way lower.
Yeah.
So we're kind of like in a bad situation right now. And there's agents out there right now that are probably going to hate me for saying that, but it's the truth. You might find yourself in a foreclosure situation in less than 12 months.
Jeez.
You know?
Right.
It's scary. It's scary. It makes you not want to be a homeowner when you start looking at the numbers, you know?
Right.
So I definitely right now, I think that everybody should start looking at social economics.
Okay.
Let's help each other out. Let's live together instead of, oh man, I got to have my own house.
Yeah.
I got to have my own car.
Yeah.
I got to have everything me. But me need to go out there and make more money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Me need to make a whole lot more money than we was doing 4 years ago. It's getting to the point where I see every week, we work with 90 Works. They're going out of business right now, but 90 Works is like a homeless veteran housing program.
Okay.
So what we do is we'll take that veteran when they walk in the office, we give them 30 days, and then they'll be back in a home, and they're gonna cover it for 6 months. Well, guess what happens usually? They're in that home for 6 months, but then when the program ends it, they still can't afford it, even with the job. And that's rent money, you know what I'm saying? So just imagine if it was a mortgage. But that's the state that we're in right now. And it's like what's gonna happen? We're the election right now, so now we're gonna get a new president. And what's gonna change to change that?
Yeah. Right.
We haven't seen it before.
We haven't seen
it before.
Yeah.
It's in a bad state as far as home ownership in America. But if you've been looking around town, you don't see any single family homes being built.
Nope.
They all multifamily. They all multifamily now. It's because if you were to go out there and build that single family home, that renter is probably not gonna be able to go over in this area more than $1,300 to $1,400 still, even though the properties are way over $150. So you can't cash flow it. Go out in Houston, everything's a duplex. Everything is duplex. Condos, duplexes. Yep. Right now. Nobody gonna tell you that. Because they're not watching it. But right now, home ownership in this area is gonna be harsh. And in my opinion, I think it's just coming from they're trying to, I ain't gonna even say the word gentrify, but there's some business coming in town that's gonna need the space. That's what's happening right now. And with those type of businesses coming in town, you're expecting higher wages to compensate for the higher housing prices.
Right. Right.
So it's coming.
More jobs.
They'll
Jobs.
be better paying jobs.
Right.
So now.
So that mean you got. Oh man, they turned this to New York.
It's coming.
About to say, we're gonna be looking like the big city after a while.
It's coming.
Your idea of saying that, others should start looking into the social economic side of things.
Right.
Can you break that down a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, today, the kids' ultimate goal is, I want to get out the house. Well, I could tell you, there's a class in this area where the mama, the daddy, the grandma, the great grandma, and the kids live in the same house. That's five incomes comes to that house. They can afford it. They can afford it because it's one house, 5 incomes.
Right.
When you have 5 incomes coming in, you lighten the burden, you lighten the load because everybody pitching in on food, everybody pitching in on mortgage, electricity, water, no daycare. This big. You know how much daycare costs right now?
Minimum like $160 a week, right?
Minimum.
I'm paying $150 a week.
$150 a week. Now imagine you have 2 in daycare. That's $300 a week.
Hot dog.
That's a mortgage right there. That's a rent. That's rent.
Yeah.
Nah, that's daycare, and you still have rent. Yeah, so we're gonna have to pick up that model in order to survive it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but see, with that being said, if you're in a house with a family like that, okay, we've paid this one off because we have so much excess. 5 incomes, 7 incomes, you're a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. That household could be at $1 million from just 7 adults that's working full time. You know what I'm saying? Now they paying that house off. We're gonna go buy another one, and we're gonna put Uncle Larry in this one and let him start building up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
We'll get this one paid off. Go to the next one. Now you have your community.
The trickle effect.
The trickle effect.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna work, because those days I'm gonna just get my own and I'm gonna just ride the way. The wages are not going up as fast as the requirements for housing, and the cost for housing is going up. It's not happening like that.
Yeah,
not at all.
Wages are staying the same, and the price of living is skyrocketing, man.
Right, but you see, but they look at it from this side. They look at it from the side of, oh, my landlord going up on the rent again. Nah, he has to. The landlord don't really have a lot of control over what he's gonna charge for rent, because as soon as he say, well, I'm not gonna go up on my people, he's about to be in the negative because the insurance and them taxes is going up. You can't even get your yard cut for less than $50 now. $50.
Calvin.
Back in the day, $20, $25.
Yeah.
We done double that.
They
look at the price of eggs.
Oh, my
crazy.
goodness. Come on, man. For real.
Where's coming from? Where's it gonna come from? The wages are not going up. So the one solution that I have figured, I seen that has worked is the social living together. Social living. Social economics. And that's and that ain't just necessarily has to be family. It could be a community. You know what I'm saying? We can live like that as a community.
So that's almost like, I've never been on this side of the U.S., but that's almost like what's happening like in states like California and places like that when they, I believe the correct word would be cohabitat?
Right. Cohabitating.
Cohabitate, yep. Most people
so,
in the same, just to take care of the basics.
Right. I've seen it. And something that helped me out a lot was that it was just coincidental, but I moved to North Carolina, and I had about a 12 to 14 month window of what was going to happen in Valdosta. I could see what was happening in North Carolina. 12 or 14 months later, it happens here.
It moves.
It gave me an opportunity to make moves accordingly. Yeah, because Durham, North Carolina, we were doing the same thing up there. $40,000 house, downtown Durham, $40,000 house, rehab it, pop top off of it, give it a second story, $200,000, $300,000 house from $40,000. Yeah, and now it's happening the same way here.
Same exact way.
It's same exact way happening here. No more $40,000 houses.
What would be your response to someone or individuals who are strong-minded or against that idea of that social economics thought? Because our generation is really stuck on my right
stubborn.
Stubborn. What would be, as someone that is your experience and your knowledge, what would be your response to someone that says, I ain't doing that?
I would say have a plan to liquidate fast. Have a plan to be able to liquidate that property fast, because what kills them the most of the time is that like foreclosures is like a personal thing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell my neighbor I'm about to foreclose on my house because it's embarrassing. I can't pay for. I'm gonna lose my house. I've had very, very close friends that have lost their property. It's because it was personal. It's a personal thing. But really, you should have been saying, okay, how am I going to get out of this property as fast as possible, save my credit, and now I can go rent. You can find yourself in a bad situation real quick. And basically, with 90 Works, that's what I see all the time. These people have jobs. Most of them have jobs, but they find themselves homeless because they sat on that property, it foreclosed on them, and then they didn't have their credit no more. Because once that foreclosure hit, you're not getting a mortgage.
I believe you said 30 days, right?
30 days. You better have an exit plan for that property if you decide that socially you're not going to live. You have to. Because foreclosure can go quick, 30, 60, 90 days, that's no time. And now you have a house full of furniture. You're going to try to put it into storage. But now I'm spending all my money because now I got to rent hotel rooms. And now my storage is gone. And now my house is gone. Next, the car is gone. And I'm homeless. Yeah, I'm in a bad situation. I can't even rent because my credit is bad now. You have to have good credit to be able to rent a place. It happens quick. I've seen it way too many times now. Way too many times. And that's just the facts of life. Yeah. Because how do you get that that extra $400 you need for your insurance or your property taxes? How you get that extra $400?
In this area, most people pick up side hustles, DoorDash and Uber.
Right. So the thing about that is when you think about it, okay, how do you make $10 a day? I go out and DoorDash, $10, $20, $30, whatever. How do you make $50 a day? Okay, wash cars, cut yards. Well, how do you make an extra $100 a day? That's where it cut off at. The ideals for that is not taught. How do I make an extra $100 a day? You sit long and think about it before you come up with a solution. You probably would take you 60 to 90 days to come up with that solution for $100.
It's gonna force you to get another job that you don't want.
It's gonna force you to get another job if you can.
Correct.
If you got the time.
If you got the time, you got kids. Now you're in daycare longer.
Yep.
$100. I used to ask that question. I used to ask that question in them seminars. I was like, "What you gonna do to make an extra $100?" We tap out around about $65, $70 a day. They tap out. You don't have that knowledge on how to go do it. Unless you have some type of specific skill, specific trade, or something like that, you tapped out. You don't know how to do it. It's crazy. Wow. It's crazy when you think about it.
What is the biggest difference between from what you've seen between the state of, well, I would just say the city of Durham and Valdosta?
The biggest difference?
Yeah.
They have economy. They have Clorox there. They have
Duke,
Apple there. They got Duke there. They have all of these industries there. They have Lenovo. They have they have Microsoft is coming there. So now those people like, well, I'm what I need to do, get an IT degree. I can do that. They go out there and get their certification, whatever. They get picked up for $85,000 a year job. They can live there still. They get a $100,000 job. They can live there still. What company in Valdosta right now is hiring multiple people that's paying $100,000? Exactly. It ain't here. We don't have the industry. We don't have a industry. Even the biggest ones, you know what I'm saying, even like the Langdales or whatever, they're not paying $80 an hour.
Right.
$90 an hour. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to make. An hour. I'm talking about not a day, an hour. That's what you got to make in order to be able to survive. So yeah, we in a bad situation. I don't know. I can't see how it's gonna get better in this area. I can't see it right now.
So you said something earlier pertaining to like businesses that's coming here. Would those businesses benefit or change that trajectory of?
So what I see, what's happening right now in Valdosta with I have some Airbnbs in this area. What I see is happening is that those businesses are bringing their people with them.
Oh my God!
Yes.
So they don't have to train and hire because you just they're giving them a stipend to move.
Right.
Come
here.
They already know the job. They already know how to do it. You just got to learn it. They just have to learn the area, right?
Right.
And paying the employees to come here.
Paying them to come here, and they're pretty much renting everything. They rent up everything. I mean, it don't matter. Saying $3,000, $4,000 a month, and an Airbnb is like, okay, the company's gonna pay it.
And so, you think now, for a city that's allowing those type of businesses to come here, and they bring their own people. I'm gonna think, how will that benefit my people that if I'm the mayor? I don't know if the mayor has a lot to do with it, the city council. How does that benefit my people? Because if you were in those positions, the mayor, city council, city manager, and all that good stuff, it's like the president. The president is, you got to please your people of all these states.
Right.
The city manager, the mayor, city council, if you're not thinking about pleasing your people, what's the benefit of bringing the company in and you allowing them? That's part of the deal, I'm guessing. You bring a new business in, I'm gonna bring my people with me, so we won't have to hire I got people that's already trained, so on, so blah, blah, blah. What is it benefiting the city, your people in this city? Or you're not worried about, because that business is gonna pay a substantial amount of money to be here. You're gonna it's a nice deal. It's a nice deal put in play for that business to come here for the city. The city gonna get the money,
right? In
now,
form of taxes.
Right.
Right.
So it don't benefit the people that's already here in the community.
I would say the initial wave, no, because they're gonna have to get that. They're gonna have to get the training. They're gonna have to go to school. They're gonna have to get the workforce is gonna have to be built up.
And then the question is why? Why would they allow a business such as that to come here for infrastructure? That again, our taxes are paying for. You know, remodeling some big building downtown. You know,
Right.
It's not benefiting the people that live here. It's not benefiting us at all. If you're going to bring a new business in town and allowing them to bring their own people, it's not opening up jobs for us. It's not opening up jobs. But however, the cost of living going to go up.
Right.
Like you said, wages don't match the cost of living no more. The wages staying the same. The cost of living going up. It just adds backwards. Excuse my language, but it just don't make no common sense to me.
You're right.
Self-preservation.
Yeah. So okay.
Hustle.
If there's a distribution center, right, or whatever it might be, it's sending products away, not necessarily bringing it here to be consumed. Right. It's for I'm gonna operate here and be providing assets, products to a different location. So that's where they at. That's where you at.
Jimmy said, unfortunately, it's dollar first and people second, maybe third. So people have to learn to adjust and join in, or just and keep up. Yes. But I mean, and you're right, Jimmy. But going back to the whole $100 a day type deal, in order to get $100 a day with your regular job, for one, is that based on a side hustle type deal? Not $100 a day from your job that you're you're working at right now. All right, but $100 a day over like outside of that job that you already got, because
that job you have right now is not gonna fund you fully. It's not gonna be able to cover all the required bills for that household. Right. So now you got to go additional. So because you might not get a raise for years.
Absolutely.
Correct. So you have to go out there and figure out something else to make it.
And then when you figure it out, you got to decide, do I have the time to do it?
There you go. Do I have time for family? Do I have time for anything? Do I have the energy? Do I have all that? I will have no life. Yep. Especially with what he just said, pertaining to the whole new business coming in and bringing it. So now I gotta keep up with the cost of living now, and so I gotta provide for my family. So I may not have time for my family. I gotta provide for my family. Oh my God!
Yeah, you rethink you in a grocery
ask the viewers what they would do to make $100 a day.
I'm gonna say you make time for what you want.
You will, but what is it? What's those options?
I mean, it's easy to say that, Bird. But listen to what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I'm not trying.
You trying to be devil's advocate, and I get it.
No, I'm not.
You absolutely right though. About you make time for what you want.
Right.
I want to be able to not burn out in my life. I don't want to just spend my days working, not spending time with family, not being able to do nothing, not being able to go nowhere, not being able to live.
Fruits of your labor.
It's like so I'm stuck in this matrix of just number working, trying to make sure I provide. And I mean, those that don't have no family, of course it's different. You know, you can still make time and find time to do things you want to do if you don't have a family. Just like you said, they ain't building. They not making what single family homes anymore. So they already most people got families. So we gonna even make it even harder for them, and they gotta just figure that thing out.
Gotta figure it out.
And guess what that's gonna lead to? Just like when back in the 70s when they started doing away with the distribution center, the manufacturers, where the husband in these households. That and the wives were staying home. They was home taking care of the kids. Right. You know, and the father, the dad, the man brings home the bacon. Correct. You know what I'm saying? They did away with the distribution center. They started doing away with the manufacturers and all that good stuff where the men was working. And just so happened, coincidentally, which I don't believe in coincidences, the drugs, the crack, hit the neighborhoods, and so the man say, shit, I don't have no job no more, so I'm gonna go work for Frank Lucas and them. I gotta find a way to provide. So it was almost a indirect force, but it's not indirect to them. It's indirect to us because a lot of us don't understand how that worked. That learned helplessness. That learned helplessness.
Right.
So you in it, so you gotta find a way. Dog eat dog type deal. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta figure it out.
And oh
But
my
you know,
God.
That honestly could be the homework we have for part 2 when you come back.
Ooh,
Okay.
man, oh man.
That what can you do to earn an
What's-
extra $100?
What is that?
Yeah,
What is it?
It make you think.
I would like for a lot of folks that with a lot of things that were said, and not saying we even closing out right now, for a lot of things that were said when we come back for the part 2 to come back with more questions or solution based things or whatnot. Because I get what you're saying. Even with that, some folks don't have, like he said earlier, skill sets. If you have a skill set, provide that can help you bring in that $100 a day, and it may not be per day or whatnot, just something a little bit extra per week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't have to turn to the negative things, but I know that's just how certain people grew up or whatnot. They think that's what I got to do to make more money.
Demographics also. Demographics.
But you know what? I was gonna say Jimmy touched on,
And I was gonna say that was the other thing to
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is you make time for what you want. But then also his comment what Jimmy said, you can read it off.
Yeah.
That was valid too.
Yeah, Jimmy said first thing he said was not sure about the 100 per day, but cutting back on the lifestyle we're still trying to live from 4 years ago. We're likely to save 100 a month.
That's right.
That's
we
true.
got to wake up and realize it's a different world now, Bucko. He also said, you can't eat out twice a day, 5 days a week. Can't buy the same bottle of liquor every weekend like we used to. Maybe 2 to 3 pair of new sneakers per year instead of 6. Still treat yourself, but in even more moderation.
Yeah.
Cutbacks.
Things.
So that's another thing.
cut back-
So if you
cut back
if you
when you
don't want to
can.
make the time like how you were saying earlier, like what if because of X, Y, and Z? Okay, so now you got to think about these cutbacks.
Yeah.
You don't watch Netflix like that, cut it off.
Cut it off.
Like whatever these little small minor things is or whatnot, and like Rocket Money is like one of those things which just do it in the free time while you got it or whatnot. Look at what's on your spending list at what you spending on each month.
If it's
cut
up-
all
if-
that little minor
right.
stuff out or whatnot.
Yep.
Save your
Right.
money. Just like that could get you $100 right there extra a month.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
You'd be surprised
Right.
how many little things that you don't really pay attention to when things is good that you can eliminate when things are bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rocket Money do that.
And
you know?
that is
Subscriptions.
But get
That
rid
is
of
a
them too, but
sacrifice
they
for
also
sure.
add a subscription to you too. They $10 a month.
Right.
as well.
Just to have it.
Doing
That's
it.
flavor.
Yeah, you got to do that the first day. Doing that.
They gonna
free
get theirs.
time. Yeah,
Everybody
they
had
gonna
their
get
hand
theirs
out.
too.
Everybody got their hand out. I want some of it.
Yeah, exactly. All these subscription-based things are out there. Well, now, so look at those little minor things. Cut that stuff out. Like if you don't need it, man, cut it out.
Let it go.
And I think, as much as we still recovering, I'm pretty sure this hurricane taught all of us how we can survive without certain things.
Right.
I know what we need.
Like power.
Not the necessities, but like the extra, like can you survive without it? Can you still go about your everyday life without it?
Right.
And Jimmy added on like the shoes, but can you stay away from buying the newest device that's out?
Yeah.
Technology. And I'm a tech person, so I fight the urges, but it's like, do I really need it?
Yeah.
Right.
So you gotta think about this also. I'm about to play devil's advocate a little bit like Bird do. Even once the changes start happening, when that time comes, when they get the new businesses here and all that good stuff, and we find a way to make the $100 a day, hypothetically speaking, we're gonna come out the way we were before them businesses came. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna come back. We're gonna be that $100 a day is definitely helpful based on what they are bringing here and how things are changing, the prices of everything. We get them $100 a day. We're gonna still. It's not gonna be an extra thing it's not gonna be an extra type of cash flow or send back on saving. It's gonna balance back out just like it were before the businesses came, when we just had our regular jobs or whatever, without the $100 a day type deal. because if we make the $100 a day, we doing that because of the changes in pricing and everything that's going on here. We make the $100 a day, yeah. That $100 a day is going based on keeping up.
You're right.
Keeping up. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now we do all that. We still surviving. You know, we still surviving, but we still like right on the edge.
Okay, so go back to what he said earlier. You got that one now. You got your job. You got that one thing.
Yeah.
Find some more.
Find some more.
Find some more.
But I think
add to another
multiple streams of income, and like he said, 7 is what they say to be like millionaire.
Right.
So you got 2 right now.
Yeah.
Find another one, even if that one bring you in another $100. If you want to say per day, or say if that one bring you in $150 a week, that's still a little bit more. So it's getting you just a little bit more ahead of that curve. Like you're not just now keeping up; you're a little bit ahead now.
I see. Ain't nobody really said in the chat what they would do.
And that's the thing.
I tell you what. I give you idea.
Jump into what you doing.
I give you idea. Well, that's one thing too. But I give you idea. Most people don't think about this, but an employee is a stream of income. If you got a guy that say, "Hey man, I'm down and out. I need a job." Okay, you go get that person a lawnmower, a weed whacker, and an edger, a truck, a trailer, and some gas, and put him out there working for you every day. He'll make a couple $100 a day. Yeah. But that don't necessarily mean that you're paying him a couple $100 a day.
Right.
So now every day he comes to work and do a good job, that's another stream of income for you.
Yes.
So now,
that's true.
if you think about it, every day that person comes to work and do a good job for you, if you need more, you hire another person to do something that they're good at doing. Yeah. You're going to help him out and you're going to help you out at the same time. We don't think about that. I ain't never think about that until I was out there doing Amazon, and we had like 83 employees, right? And it came downtown to tax time. And I was sitting there, and ADP had sent me the 83 W-2s. And I started thinking about like every one of these employees is a stream of income. So now we done pushed past that 7 to 83 incomes. Yeah. Crazy. Wow. Crazy. So, and it took that to open my eyes into, wow. Right. Employment is that stream of income. Yeah. That's how you generate additionals, because you can walk down the street any day and find somebody that look like they in need of an income. Find out how to hire them, how to employ them, and what they're going to be doing for you as a service, and manage them.
Like box trucks.
That's it.
That was one crazy thing about it. I was actually searching for a box truck. I was still in law enforcement, but I was in Sparks at the time. And Sparks, small town. It was a lot of things going on there. And I'm like, man, I gotta find some extra income. Thank God he looked out for me. He blessed me with someone offering me a newer and higher position and so on and so forth. But I was round around on the web looking for box trucks to buy, because on my days off from law enforcement, I was gonna be in that box truck, have to take a trip to Atlanta and back. And the crazy thing about it, I had to connect to the point where he gave me his password, everything. You go in there, you find what you want. You find what you want. You ain't got to pay me nothing. Because I need to keep this active. So you find what you want to deliver and all that good stuff, and it's yours. All you got to do is find your box truck. And I got all the routes, the dispatcher, with all the routes you order there, bad boy. Find a box truck. And I'm like, shoot, man, for that, a day, my 2 days that I have off, or my 3 days if it's a weekend, that would have been my
source.
Early in the morning, drive off, come back by midday, drop off and make that extra income. So that means, it's looking at it now that y'all saying what you're saying, Jimmy, Bird, Eli, and of course you, it's definitely possible. It's definitely. And still have time for family. And that right there is more than $100 a day, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So that would be, that's one that popped up in my head. I'm sure there's several other avenues to take, but that was just one that I know I was on the verge of doing. If I could have found a reliable box truck and to
Right.
avoid buying a whole brand new box truck, but driving up and down that interstate. So and it was cool. You on your own time. Boom, boom, boom. Drop them off. That's all you gotta do. Drop them off.
Right.
And you can come on back home. You got enough time to spend with your family, so on and so forth.
And even now you have more of the knowledge of how to.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Because you own a business.
Yeah.
So you got an EIN number.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got the life insurance thing or whatnot, but now you know about the IULs or whatnot, what you can do with that or whatever. Put all them things in perspective or whatever. So now your $100 that you making per day, or that $150 that you make that week, plus all them other things or whatnot. Hey man, you putting yourself in the game even more right now. So
For sure.
You gotta think like that.
Absolutely.
Your daughter just gave you a shout out, Mr. Derrick.
Oh, did you?
Ariana. She
Oh,
said,
yeah.
Look at my dad doing great.
How you do those?
Shout out to Ariana. Yeah, shout out to you, man, for sure. He's an amazing guy. He's an amazing father. I can tell, my energy don't fail me. It never really do if I pay attention to it.
Right.
And you got the knowledge, you can come on other people's podcasts. I feel like we gotta pay him for this.
Come on, man. Like really.
Hey,
really.
I ain't turning down nothing.
Not even the collar. You
Not
just
even
pop
the
that,
collar.
man.
That's another thing right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got it. Like, people will pay you for that. Like, just to sit down and talk to them or whatnot. And,
This is one of them ones.
To these folks, like,
Yeah,
This
it's
is one of them ones.
They eating it up, dog.
They eat it up. Oh yeah. I'm gonna look back at it. I gotta look back at it. I can't see them right now.
I'm gonna look back at it, and I'm gonna be writing down a whole bunch more than what I've been typing in this phone. I'm gonna be in my office, and I'm gonna be, it's gonna be, absolutely.
Jamon Williams even said the stock market is an easy $100 per day if you learn the game along with some discipline. And
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, and you at home.
Yeah.
Doing that, that's man. You can be anywhere doing that right there on your phone. You can be anywhere and keeping up with the stock. And I see a lot of those too. It's just me sitting down and and Adam is another asset for sure. Adam knows this stuff. He knows the stock and how with sharing and all that good stuff. So that's another. We got it amongst us.
Yeah, and that's another major thing. We got to start talking about it at home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bring the kids in there when you're talking about your finances. Let them see that everything ain't free. Everything ain't free. It takes money to get that stuff. So make them start understanding at a young age that, hey, money don't grow on trees.
Right.
And there's things your kids can do at home every day and make money.
Yeah. But you know what? I can even just thinking broader too. Like we're talking about cutting back on that extra spending. Like we might complain about, oh man, why is we having this big pot of spaghetti? But you think about it, out of a 7-day week, that spaghetti gonna last you at least 2
Come on
days.
now. Yeah. Come on. And it get better as it goes.
It's those big meals that carry you, and that'll help limit your spending. Because now you go grocery shopping, you get your basic, you can stand $50 for that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think that way.
Yeah.
Taking food to work. Taking food to work and warming it up. You ain't gotta,
Don't buy food. Like it's the minor things first. Like
Get those out the way first.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't. When you get to the point where I can't cut no more, you're in a good position.
Yeah.
And now you can start thinking because all these little things ain't coming out, eating up all your change. And now you can take care of some of this household stuff and give yourself some time to think.
Yep.
Because when you on that 9 to 5 every day, you don't have time to think. You got to get that knocked out first. Now you come home tired, got to figure it out. Time to think is very important.
It's right. Yeah, man. So when you was talking about that earlier, but that was for a lot of folks that's not, they can't go buy a house right now. You know what I'm saying? Like start with the minor things. Like save your change. Every time you get change, save that change, put it in a jar.
Yep.
Eventually, after a year or so, go put it in them change boxes or whatnot. Get some dollars out of that.
Right.
That could just pay one bill.
And put
or
that back.
Like,
Yeah.
You never
Put
know.
it back.
Like, just start small somewhere. But start
Start.
somewhere. Start
Yeah.
somewhere.
Start. You're right.
It can be minor before you move to the big leagues on things or whatnot. Like just one day, one step at a time. So,
There you go.
Yep. You're right.
Take it slow.
Take it slow.
Take it slow.
All right, baby, you got something else you want to drop on us real quick though?
Nah, I think I'm gonna leave it right there because I got some other stuff we'll probably go down the rabbit hole on.
Yeah, so,
We're gonna be prepared next time.
Next time, bring some questions.
We're gonna be prepared.
Bring some questions.
Man.
Get this one last comment in.
and then we're gonna solidify the next date. Too.
Jimmy said, if you grew up in the 80s, in the country especially, we know what survival looks like. So we are familiar with what to do. Might not want to do it, but we may have to get back to that.
That's a fact.
That's true.
Might have to get back to it. Growing your own food.
I ain't mad at that.
Hey, that's an option.
And no matter how much that paycheck is, if you put $5 back, put something back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's right. Put something
it.
back. Something is always something.
Aisha Stanley said, get a cheaper cell phone bill.
Oh, that's big. That's major.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's major.
Stay out of the country with it though. You're gonna be stranded.
Man, them was all on the same tower.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You get you a straight, go get you a track phone. They work.
They work. Yeah, man.
Shoot, they be getting you.
Yeah, for
Hey,
sure.
nigga tapped in a few comments ago and said, yo, what up, my guys? Hey, my man Derrick.
Who said that?
Avery.
Avery. Oh, okay. What's up, Avery? Avery?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Leave it. Okay.
Leave it at
good.
that.
I feel that. I feel
Yeah,
you.
man.
I feel
It's
you.
been fun though, for real.
Man, this
Definitely
has been
fun.
man, overwhelming. The comments, I appreciate it. Jimmy, I tagged you. Mid interview. I knew you'll love this right here. So I tagged you mid interview. So you go back and watch the beginning of it if you can. But you called it. I can tell you called it because of your comments and everything. So, but man, this has been one of them ones right here, y'all. It's one of the ones. Maybe make sure we share it tomorrow and continue to share it throughout this week. Make sure people get this right here.
Yeah,
I mean,
we scratching the surface.
we scratching the
Right.
surface.
Scratching the
Absolutely.
I think I'm gonna go home and start chopping up. But November 18th, Monday, November 18th.
Let's do it.
That's part 2 right there.
Yeah, I'll
Monday,
make
November
it
18th.
happen.
So we're gonna
All
dive
right.
back in, and I want it to be close to soon
That's soon.
because
because this time-
I don't want you to forget about tonight.
This time
That's
I didn't get a chance to really push it out there.
Yeah.
But next time I like you let them know beforehand when we gonna come on, and
Right.
then that way they can prep themselves to be on and
Yeah, bird.
comment more
Yeah.
and let me know.
Well, I did call him Friday.
But you
night.
didn't give me the link though.
You ain't saying nothing to us about
The
it.
first time I got his number, I did send you the YouTube link, like
Right.
the video that the last one we had just did that week. Cause I said cause you told me about it, and I was just like, well, dang, that fit good because we was just talking about like financial tips,
Right.
like earlier
Yeah,
the week or the week
Yep,
before.
sure did.
So I like it makes sense or whatnot. So as soon as we got the time, we gonna bring you on or whatnot. But
Right.
you would have been on earlier had we not been through everything we've been through.
I know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
It don't matter. We got him here.
We got him here, man.
Sure,
We
sure.
got him here for sure.
We in the game.
To sum it up tonight, man, it's when it comes to that extra money, extra income, knowing what we got a heads up now, basically.
We know what our homework is.
We got yes.
Right.
We got homework to do.
What can you do?
Yeah.
An extra $100.
Come back because
gotta
then
get
we can
that-
have some questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We gotta get that FU money. Y'all know what I'm talking about. y'all understand what I'm saying.
Because one
Right.
thing that don't stop is the consumership.
Absolutely.
People always pay.
Absolutely.
Oh,
People
Absolutely.
gonna constantly be paying for
Yeah.
stuff.
Always.
regardless.
Everything.
But it should bring awareness to people to sit back and think about unnecessary spending. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. If you don't need it, don't buy it. If you ain't using it, get rid of it. I mean, it's a
I
man,
think
it's
we just answered our own question with that.
facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it you know what I'm saying?
At least the basics of
The
it.
basics.
Because there's
Yeah.
more.
Starting. That's the starting
Starting.
part. Yeah, right there. You know what I'm saying? Scratching the
Yeah.
surface, like you
Yeah.
said. So yeah, that's man. We got this. Oh my god.
I would say just dig deeper. Like anything you hear, it take a few minutes to do a little research on it and figure out if it can benefit you in a way that possible. You know what I'm saying? And then if it looks like something that's going to work for you, keep going. Just jump on it.
Yeah,
We're in the information age right now.
Absolutely.
If somebody say I don't know, they don't want to know.
they don't want to know.
They don't want to know. We all carry around a device in our hand every day
Every
that can tell you anything that you want,
Man.
All the access.
everything that you want.
Yep.
I tell my cousin that all the time. He called me about something. I'll be like, "Cuz,
Look at it.
Google and YouTube
Look at
is
it.
your
I'm
best
telling you,
friend." I
Google
promise you,
University,
dog.
baby.
GTS.
University. I tell you, man.
And if you can't find it, then call somebody and utilize them then. At
Try
that point.
first.
Right. Yeah, that's it.
Put the effort in.
That's it.
It's gonna hit different. It's gonna hit different. You know what I'm saying?
Because you might find out more from that, but from that one person. But you can get more clarification from that one person that you know.
That's right.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
What you don't understand, they can help you understand.
That's
but
right.
Google and YouTube, your best friend.
Man, you're gonna get several reviews or several answers.
Oh man, you're gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
gonna show you everything. Like
Absolutely.
what I texted out this morning, right? So, okay, when I initially got the message, I already kind of felt like it was a little bit funny. But then it was just like, okay, so, and then when I sent it to you, what you said, oh, he verified. Yeah, he verified, but the email ain't.
I didn't see
But
that.
yeah, that just took a little bit of research, like real quick, just popped it in the Google search or whatnot, and I seen what came up. Nah.
Yeah.
Sounded real good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
They pay. Go ahead.
How could others reach out to you? What your platform, your social medias or something like that? What how could people get in contact with you if they looking for?
I would say if they reach out through email or whatever first, just to get an introduction, you know what I'm saying, and see if I can help them in any kind of way, you know what I'm saying. Just go through my email address, DerrickDMcCoy@gmail.com. That's DERRICK@gmail.com. And I mean, I'm an open book. If it's some questions that you brought up during this podcast, let's get together, we can chat, and we'll see what your goals are, see what you're trying to accomplish, and if I can help you, like I say, I'm an open book. There's no problem at all.
That's dope. Derrick D. McCoy. Derrick D. McCoy at
gmail.com.
Middle name Dwayne.
That's it.
So is mine.
Really?
And you
all right.
You got an Irish last name. I got an Irish last name too.
There you go. McGee. Right.
Yeah. McCoy, McGee, both middle names Dwayne. It's destiny.
It was destiny.
It's destiny. I don't even believe in coincidence. I believe in destiny. That's what I'm talking about. I like that. That's dope. That's
Seven
dope.
Smokes.
So I gotta figure out this whole my names on these credit things. I say Lawrence McGee, and I won't put the D. I never really used the whole full middle name. So that's probably been the issue. That is crazy information.
Nobody never told us that till
That
tonight.
is
I never
crazy.
It's so much more.
Oh, man.
That's so much more.
But having identities will definitely do it to you.
Start using my
If you still have all those past addresses on your credit report, get rid of them.
Get them off.
Get them off there. It'll probably cause some delinquent stuff to drop off. Also, some old accounts that's associated with those items on there. Just change your address and it'll delete everything else. PII, personal identifying information. Make sure it's correct across all three credit reporting agencies, and you'll be surprised what your credit score do.
Hey, can you type this real fast? Derrick D. McCoy at gmail.com if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Q asked a question. I'm crazy. He just asked a question about your platform, so that's okay. That's good.
Yeah, we just do that.
We can pin that bad boy too, man. Good, man.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
Any more questions from the comments? Hopefully y'all got a lot tonight. I hope you got your notebooks out or you're typing in your notes in your phone or whatever, man. Like I was doing. I was in for a surprise. I didn't even expect this right here.
Probably caught them off guard, but next time we'll be ready.
We're gonna definitely be ready for sure.
Next time.
It's my fault. I didn't.
It's your fault.
I'm glad you own up to your stuff. That makes a man own up to their stuff, baby.
What time we talked Friday? It was like about 10 o'clock.
10:30.
Yeah.
He hit me up, said, "Man, we got somebody for Monday." I said,
and I was already in the middle of something else, like Friday when he called me, because I talked to him Friday, and then I talked to the next guest Saturday, but I was in between things the entire time, so I was trying to get through the conversation and not hold up their time or whatnot so much or whatnot. Yeah. And I didn't get to say everything I needed to say and stuff like that. So, break it all the way down. But I gave y'all a little synopsis.
You did like you always do. Like you just throw them out there and forget about it. Like,
every time I bring somebody, I'll tell you
hey, you been right. You solid.
Bring it.
This is one of the ones right here, boy. This is one of the ones that this is eye opening. I'm overwhelmed in a great way. I can't wait till tomorrow. When I got the time to sit down in front of my laptop and do my thing. Yes, this is one of the ones for sure. Humble, very humble.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Very humble and helpful, and we definitely owe you. We definitely owe you, man. So we appreciate you so much for being here, sharing your knowledge that you have, not being afraid to share your knowledge, not being one of those people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that is right there automatically is amazing. And I'm honored, and I know the guys feel the same way. So thank you so much.
Hey, thank y'all, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a
I'll be welcome back anytime.
Open dialogue right here. Open. You know, we comfortable.
Right.
Ain't no script and then like that. As you saw, you know. So that's the way I like it.
Right.
That's the way we like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. So we can kick back and sit like it's a regular lounge. You just having a conversation with random people, which is the people on the live and YouTube and Twitch and us here, man. This has been one. I'm lost for words right now, and that's rare. So, but thank you so much, man.
No
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Derrick D. McCoy.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, baby. Give it up for him, baby. Part 2 will be coming soon. So November 18th. We're gonna solidify that right now.
We can go make that happen.
That's what I'm talking about. Man, several gyms, but multiple incomes, but yet still got time. So it can happen. It can happen. It's an example right here for sure. Still just he can automatically just set up November 18th we here. So that's wild. That's wild. So November 18th, Mr. Derrick D. McCoy will be back here, Cigar Table Talk, man, live Cigar Table Talk. We're gonna dive even deeper into this conversation right here, man. So, but this conversation we had tonight was that's 3 days worth. That's 3 days worth of information right there, y'all.
Man, yeah.
That's a lifetime right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Already.
For sure, man.
Changes.
So
changes lives.
Thank you so much, D, man. We appreciate you so much, bro. I can't say it enough, can't short enough, man. But we really appreciate you for coming in and sharing this information. That's so helpful. It's gonna change some lives, even if it reach one.
Right.
You did your part. And that's a blessing, and you're gonna be blessed for sure. I know that automatically, because that's what Big Guy said.
Right.
You know, he blessed us to bless others. So, and you definitely did that tonight. But yeah, good, man. It's been another episode of Cigar Table Talk, y'all. This Monday, episode 15. One to remember for sure, one not to forget. You know what I'm saying? Season 5. I'm Cigar Law. You know I don't do it by myself. I'm here with my guys.
Hey, before we get out of here, 2 things. This is the last one for October, so just want to send blessings to all the breast cancer survivors.
Hey, come on, man.
Blessings.
You know, and to any person that lost a loved one due to breast cancer, we're
Yes, sir.
thinking of you.
Yes, sir.
And as a gentle reminder from the Cigar Table Talk, please don't forget this coming Sunday, your clock will go back an hour.
Oh,
wow.
This
Do not
Sunday.
forget.
That's
This
right.
coming Sunday.
I'm ready.
But this Sweet Jones signing out for the night.
Down.
Well, that was bad news for me. I don't like that time frame, but okay, we
coming
back
back.
there. Hey, you got your boy, the producer, I Am Bird, in the building.
Yes, sir.
Jesus Christ.
And last but not least, we got.
Peace out, y'all. Remember that y'all can't not receive with your fist clenched, and you can't give either. So just go ahead and open up. You ain't losing nothing.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Hey, Mr. Derrick D. McCoy, y'all. Hey, Cigar Table Talk, baby. We signing out. Make sure you love on your people, check on your people. Always remember, wake up, pray up, run the day up. And if all this fails, smoke.
You hear me?